Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hotan from the MAM Consulting Services. The MAM Consulting Services consists of Maria Amaya, myself, Hotan, and Marsha Dansby. I would like to apologize for not being able to be there tonight. I am actually currently in Orem, Utah for a religious volunteer service that I've committed to since the beginning of the year. Again, I would like to apologize, but I'm doing my best, along with my team, to present our risk management plan for you, Mr. Reardon, along with the stakeholders that are involved in this company. Just to go over what we're going to be talking about this evening, is we're going to be talking about the overview of Reardon Manufacturing, the Human Resources Department, Legal Department, Reardon Operation Plans, Accounting and Finance Department, Information Technology Department, and Sales and Marketing. And also at the end, we want you to know that we're here to help Reardon Company to progress and to advance within the industries. So let's begin with our presentation tonight. Reardon Manufacturing is a global plastic manufacturer. It has the earnings of more than $1 billion. It's in the Fortune 1000 company. Reardon employs 550 people and the headquarters is in San Jose, California. There are a few other facilities in Michigan, Georgia, California, and also in China. Very exciting. Unfortunately, just like any other companies, there are issues within Reardon that cannot and must not be ignored. Us, MAM, Consulting Services, are here to propose to you a risk management plan that will benefit everyone that is involved in the company. Let's start with the Human Resources Department. Reardon is trying very hard to comply with the standard of governmental activity. Besides EOC, the company is using the ADA standard, American with Disabilities Act, in ensuring equal opportunity. This is done by the management team to mitigate the liability in employing the disabled. Reardon also requires immigration law compliance and committed to employ only United States citizens and aliens who are legally authorized to work in the United States. Very commendable. We want to commend Reardon as a company to be able to comply with all these rules, especially the OSHA standard regarding safety of the employees that are also adapted in the Reardon manufacturing. It is hard to analyze a company when they don't comply with the rules and regulations. The reason why it's hard is because as a consulting service, we would have a hard time to find a starting point. But with Reardon, it is easier for us to do that because everything is structured, and we want to commend the company for that. So let's move on the next one. Although the Human Resources Department are doing a fantastic job in complying with all these rules and regulations, there are a few concerns that we came up with, that we noticed right away, that are included in the risk management plan. For example, there's no reference check upon hiring. Then the second one, no federal contracts, and does not have any affirmative action plans or goals. Also, we were also concerned about the amount of corporate employees. There are 88 out of 125 employees who are white. And we'll talk in a minute why it is a concern for us, and obviously Reardon should pay attention to that. And of course, the last but not least is the filing structure that Reardon is implementing. The employees' files are kept by individual managers, and we would like to talk about that for a minute. Let's go back to the first point. Hiring an individual with a criminal record may impact job performances if there is no reference checks at all. For example, if a violent individual who had previous criminal records gets hired as a sales representative, and then he goes out there to deal with a potential or perhaps an existing customer, something happened, physical altercation happens, then this behavior may end up in court as a lawsuit against both the employee and the company. And the second point is the company is prone to discrimination against applicants with different backgrounds. Without federal contracts and affirmative action plans, the company is not protected in any type of law, which exposes them to a wider range of topics that could be used to file a lawsuit. The employee files that are kept may be used for inappropriate reasons. We're not claiming that this is going on right now, but it definitely is a potential that a manager may use the employee's files for his or her personal advantage. Now, since there is no central employee file area, the company is fully depending on the managers to keep track of human resources file. So the question is, why does that department exist anyway? There are human resources department individuals or team members that are there to take care of these records, but these individual managers are taking care of them, and definitely that is a concern that we as a consulting service would be able to help Reardon Company to fix that immediately. It is also a concern to us that in the corporate office there are 70% majority of white individuals, because imbalanced workforce demographics may create a difficult work environment to the minority, which leads to lawsuits. Because there's no specific program to balance the racial backgrounds of the employees, such as the affirmative action, the company is widely exposed for a lawsuit. So those are from the human resource standpoint of it. Let's turn into the legal services. The legal department of Reardon, we have to commend the company because it is doing a great job and it has a lot of things on its plate. Liability of the company is indirectly related to employee satisfaction. The overall score for management team at Reardon is pretty high, which is around 3.8 to 4.0, rating out of 5.0. When employees are satisfied with the management team, the less complaints are filed against the company, and of course, the result is less liability against the company itself. Reardon is a company that deals with many legal services: tax law, real estate transaction, employment law, immigration matters, civil litigation, workers' compensation, labor law, custom regulations, and so forth. Not to mention, because it has a branch in China, international laws are applied. Reardon deals internationally, so American Free Trade Agreement, judicial procedure, Act of State Doctrine, Doctrine of Sovereign Immunity are some of the international laws that have to be kept in mind when conducting a business. There are some minor legal concerns, though, that we have in regards to the law firm or the company that Reardon is dealing with right now, which is Little and Finkel. Number one, Reardon is fully depending on Little and Finkel. And also, this is not a healthy point because it could create a vital negative result. The reason is because being dependent completely on Little Finkel leaves Reardon in a very, very, very inferior position. Think about it. If something happens to Little and Finkel, bam, Reardon wouldn't have anywhere to go. Would be chaotic in dealing with these legal services. The time and cost used in communicating back and forth, communicating back and forth, and communicating back and forth should be analyzed. It would probably be more cost effective to create Reardon's own legal department, at least for the corporate office, and use Little Finkel for other areas with contractual agreements instead of automatic monthly retainers. Yes, we do acknowledge that Little and Finkel is a huge company with different offices throughout the world. It may be able to help us immediately. But we also have to keep in mind that this automatic monthly retainers are something that was proposed by Little and Finkel. The system was proposed by that legal firm. Quite frankly, only benefits them because the amount of retainer charge for any consultation problem is done by Little and Finkel without Reardon's approval. Let's face it, we are prone to corruption. Corruption and the cost of consultation may have cost Reardon a significant amount of money throughout the years. So we're not saying to leave Little and Finkel alone and move on ourselves, no. But just like a company who outsources their printing may invest on a printing department would benefit in the long term because now they could do it by themselves. So for little things, at least a legal department should be developed within Reardon Company, at least just for the corporate office. And then for international laws, of course, at this time, we should still use Literal and Finkel. Now, those are some of the legal issues and concerns on, of course, our proposed risk management plans. We want to now pay our attention to Maria Maya. Maria Maya will be talking about the operation plans, the information technology, and also the accounting and finance. And later, Marcia Dansby will be talking about the sales and marketing. After that, we will conclude this proposal. But please, ladies and gentlemen, throughout this presentation, please keep in mind why we, MAM Consulting Services, really will benefit Reardon Company because our proposed plans are very specific, result-oriented, and also for the benefit of everyone who is involved in Reardon Company. Maria Maya, please take it over.